What is going on, TryHard podcast listeners? We are back. Listen, guys, I took a week off from the podcast. I was not sick, but I had allergies, so forgive me. When you have allergies, it's not really fun to talk on video and just rant about random shit. Literally, it was like my nose had it was like a water faucet. Shit would just start coming out like crazy. Pause. But anyway, today we got a good guest. A guy he's been killing it lately. Well, actually, the last year and a half he's been really killing it within the challenger scene, and he does tournaments. He does he does just a bunch of stuff within Call of Duty and outside of Call of Duty, other esports or whatever. So please welcome the owner of SGP Syndicate, my boy Sergio. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Shit, we're chilling, bro. We're chilling. How you been? Hey, you overslept, right? You overslept.
Yeah, I did.
So
Yeah.
the boy's been busy, and I'm like I thought I'm like, all right, where is he at? Then I'm like, he probably took a nap because I'm tired of shit too. I'm like, he probably took
Yeah.
a nap and just
Yeah.
overslept, and that's exactly what I was. Why are you so tired, bro? What's going on?
Just a lot of stuff that's happening, bro. That's it.
A lot of
Just
shit.
mayhem. Yeah.
So let's talk about your kind of. We'll get into a little bit of your journey with within Call of Duty, the esports side of it.
Yep.
When did you get involved in the competitive side of Call of Duty?
I think I got started like around May 2023. I just did like online leagues and stuff like that just to like get a good grasp of it. SGP was originally called Manchester Riz, and it was it was an online league called EWS where it's franchise. So I was like, you know what, that sounds pretty cool. And then they were like, no, like we don't like Riz at all. And I was like, how about SGP Riz? And they're like, no, we can't do that. So I was like, all right, SGP Syndicates then since we all like a suit and all of that. We chose pink because it's like a different color. It's vibrant, man. It's just different from everything else. Pink is not my favorite color. Blue is my favorite color. So I just thought to just be different. And that's the approach that we had for SGP this whole time was just to be different, man, no matter what, you know. So that's just how we went about it.
Yeah, you guys have been. I actually like your guys' branding a lot. To be honest with you,
Thank you. Yep.
what's the like? What's your guys' logo? It's like a suit or some shit, right?
Just a suit, yeah. It's just a suit and tie.
Yeah, I like that logo for it. Just it pops out a lot. Like
Hmm.
it's an original. When I see that, even when I see shit that looks like it whoever picked that out. Did you pick that out? That logo?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, you did a good job on it. Because whenever I see shit that looks like
Yeah,
it reminds me of SGP. Like I'm like, oh, that
I
looks like,
appreciate that.
and
Yeah,
it'll be this most random shit I'll see like on the internet, and yeah.
yeah.
So 10 out of 10 with the marketing on the logo.
Appreciate that,
That
man.
was smart. That was smart shit. So
Yep.
right now you guys are doing a lot within the Call of Duty Challenger scene.
Yep.
Um, you guys were actually so before, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but at the beginning of the challenge or beginning of the season, the competitive season,
Yep.
um, we were like waiting and waiting for information for challengers.
Hmm.
Everything within the league was starting up. We got to like what 2 weeks out, a week out before the league was going to start, and we had
Yep.
no information on challengers. No,
Hmm.
no cup dates, no elite series dates, no nothing. We didn't even know if we were going to have events. It was
Yeah.
crazy. You guys stepped up. You stepped up and you put up some money along with
Hmm.
some other people, and you guys gave the challenger competitive community something to play for when we literally didn't even know if we were going to have anything.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what 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 gave you the idea to do that? Like what made you want to start doing that type of stuff to help out the scene?
Well, so for starters, you gotta give props to rotation. They were the first ones who did that. I mean, we all just like well, the motivation or like the inspiration behind these tournaments, it's just to give players a chance to play something, man, and us a chance to watch. Like if we love Call of Duty, man, we like to watch as many tournaments as possible. The challenger season being short, and then just just not a lot of tournaments in general. I like watching COD as much as possible, man. I like to also just like most of the times when we've done these tournaments, man, I'll just be here, like either with my camera on and stuff like that. But I do enjoy sometimes when I don't have to do that to just lie down in my bed, man, have this big 60-inch TV and just like watch some good COD this whole time, or like when it goes late at night. because these switcheroos they go super late. So like it's just cool like just watching a bunch of Call of Duty. When I came in though, we did a format that was very different from the rotation. We wanted just a little bit more competitive, so we kind of used a qualifier the day before, and then like a 2-day cup similar. So it was just to give like we wanted to make sure that the top teams were invited and make sure that they are playing in the tournament. And then whoever feels like they can match up against the top 16 or whatnot, can go qualify for the top more 8 spots just so they can play in the top 24 type tournament. And then when we did that, FaZe Black came to me and said, "Hey, like, what was the format that you use?" I told them about it, discussed it with them in VC, and then bam, they did the next one. So it was just, you gotta give props to rotation. I didn't start that one, but my format was different. So I'll say that, like, my format was different, and then that was the format that we used
Yeah,
for the unofficial stuff.
and you guys are continuing. I mean, literally every time I go on Twitter, you guys are fucking. There's some
Mhm.
new tournament from SGP, so
Yeah.
you guys are really giving the community, especially the players, bro. 'Cause let's be honest, challenger players, like
Mhm.
they're fighting for their lives, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're fighting for their lives. So the fact that they have, you know, on top of cups, there's these other tournaments who, I mean, you guys are having all the big names within the Call of Duty community playing these.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's just randoms. It's the top of the top challengers. You get some pros in some of the tournaments that you do.
Yeah.
How does that feel? How cool is that to, like, for you guys to give the community something, and it's very rarely in the challenger scene are the challenger players grateful for something, but it seems like it's a
Mhm.
pretty wide. Everyone's like really grateful, and everyone agrees like, hey, this is sick that SGP does that and gives us an opportunity to continue to win more money than what we normally would. How is that a good feeling to like, hey, we're doing something good for the community?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, the joy of just seeing like everyone happy and grateful, and like I don't need too much props or anything like that. I mean, it's cool to get it, but like more so, it's just like it's always better to give than to receive, man. Just to see like the happiness, like you said, and like people just excited about doing something, And again, it makes me happy just being able to watch, like I said, and yeah, like when it comes to the payouts and stuff like that, after this challengers tournament that we have 4K, we will have $23,000 of tournament payouts, which is incredible. And I am spoiling this, but I am doing like a big giveaway, I guess, as well, just to celebrate for that. So after the Challengers tournament, we'll issue out a giveaway. But pretty much, it's just like face it, man, and it just sucks. Like we still haven't been paid for the first cup, and we got second place. We lost to Face Black in the grand finals. So it's like I wanted to do like these big premium tournaments, like you're saying, like school having like all these like big name players and stuff like that to play in the tournament. And of course, if you want to bring those, you have to bring like a big prize pool. So like a lot of the tournaments we had, like we like to put like a big like premium prize pool for it and make sure there's instant payout. So as soon as that tournament's over, everyone in each of the tournaments that like done, the payouts were right away. Like as soon as it was like done, they got the money right away. And I feel like I mean, like, I'm not trying to roast anyone. It's just like if you do tournaments, right? And you say, like, hey, this is the prize for something, you've got to honor that. You have to do it right away. You shouldn't wait like a couple of months, man, until you issue out. And again, I don't know what's going on in the scenes or the background behind that type of stuff. But if you say to someone, like, for example, the elites, it's a $75,000 tournament, right? Where's the $75,000? Like,
Exactly, and a lot of those guys, a lot of those players, they need that money. Like it's
mhm,
like
yeah,
they need the money. Like it's not like they're wanting to play to have fun. Like they're playing because
yeah.
they need the money to like keep this dream alive. So yeah, it is. It's like what do you think the problem is? Like why is it taking so long for people to pay this money? Like it's, first of all, it's Activision. It's not like it's not a mom and pop company. It's a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
What do you think the problem is?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I gotta be careful about what I say because sometimes, I mean, I did but oh, we'll find you if you say something dumb. So like, I'll just stay back. I don't know. I feel like like what I'm gonna say is with the tournaments I've done, it's like praying that like it sets an example for maybe the higher ups to where if they do these type of tournaments and they see like, oh, people are so happy when they get their money right away instead of having to wait like several months, then Not to mention, I mean, it took like I won't mention this company, but they do like super, super big tournaments, and it took them like 8 to 9 months, man, just to pay out. Like even my own player, Cruz, who played in the tourney. Like I mean, like hey man, like you said that this was this amount of money, and it took like a bunch of players to tweet out and say, hey, like where's the money at, dude? It's been like 8 to 9 months until they got their payouts. So I don't know, man. I don't know if they get lazy. I don't know if they don't actually have the money or stuff like that. But I'm just gonna stay safe and say like I don't know.
Yeah, I as far as Activision, my theory is I just think it's like there's so much, and most people have an idea, but there's so much stuff going on in the background within the league,
Mhm.
especially with when with the whole Microsoft thing. There's people have no idea, like, and it's not an excuse at all. It's not an excuse at all for Activision. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, if I'm going to compete in one of your events and I win, I mean, Jesus, like, especially if it's an online event. All right, we're
Yeah.
not talking about we're playing in California where there's a tax and now that's got to get figured out. We're talking about an online event, right?
Yeah.
That stuff needs to be paid within, I mean, a day or two, I get it, but you're talking months,
Months.
months,
Yeah.
months. Like that's insane. And then I seen one team, one player got paid,
Mhm.
but it was for like a different event. So, but they made
Mm.
it,
Yeah.
they made it look like it was for this event, but it wasn't. It
Mhm.
was a, so it's just like, bro, what the fuck? What? It's almost like it gets disrespectful at a point, right? It gets disrespectful because again, these guys, especially the challenger players, bro, these guys are not balling, right?
Yeah.
They got bills too. They want to help
Mhm.
out, living with if they're living with their parents or if they're on their own, they got to pay rent. They got to pay, you know what I mean? Whatever other expenses that normal people have to pay, they got to pay that. And a lot of these guys don't have jobs. They make their money off of playing these, tournaments and whatnot. So it's like, dude, it's frustrating because um, Activision, whoever's gonna run the league,
Uh-huh.
it's like, yo, you guys, this is not a sustainable. It's not a sustainable system
Mhm.
with attracting the newer player base, like of people that are eventually gonna keep competitive COD alive in the next 10 years, 15 years, or whatever. If if you got a young kid, let's say Encourage, who I had on the podcast a couple weeks ago, Encourage, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hot prospect, right?
Mhm.
What if he doesn't get picked up by a league team right away, right? What if he has to play in challengers, right? What if he's
Mhm.
like, dude, he's living with his parents. Parents are like, hey, you got a year, and then after that, you can't live here anymore. You got to go to college or you got to go get a fucking job, right?
Yeah.
And he's sitting here winning tournaments, and he's like, "Oh no, mom, I won this tournament. Trust me, I got 10 grand coming." Well, where is it at? It's
Mhm.
been 7 months, brother.
Exactly.
Where's the money? Yeah, no, you gotta. Now the parents are like, "Yo, you gotta go do something. You can't be. You're playing for imaginary money at this point. Like, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah.
it's really frustrating, man. It's really frustrating, and I feel bad for a lot of these guys. Like, it just do. I mean, I'm sure a lot of your players, a lot of your team, especially the team you guys have, like you guys have been top four, top five, top six. You guys are in the money most of the time.
Mhm.
How do they feel about it? Are they pissed off? Like, how do they feel about
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. They're pissed. They're pissed. I mean, even like for Savvy and or sorry, Gunzy and Cruz, like they do college and then they have these bunch of tournaments. I mean, like the winnings that they had this year should have been a lot, but because of all the things that happened, like you said, like, like just taking months and just not like being proactive with that, that they just think it's imaginary money, man. Like all these online tourneys, these elites, these cups, and all that, it feels like imaginary money, And like you said, these guys are in class, you know. Props to, I mean, again, I want to give props to Gunzy and Cruz because they work hard, man. You got Cruz who's in nursing school, and then playing and trying to like balance all of this stuff, and you have Gunzy who's working at Amazon, and also school and just, like these guys, man. I mean, they sacrifice a lot just for, the payouts to just not be instantaneous, So it's like, it's a shame. It's a real shame, but
Exactly, and the worst thing is like a lot of these guys, like you said, you got in
mhm,
school, have another job. It's like, bro, these guys got to go to class, they got to go to work, they get off work, and then they got to match everyone else that it doesn't have to go to school or doesn't have a job, and they got to match the hours into the game, scrimming, shooting bots, going through VOD. They got to do all these things on
Yeah.
top of not getting paid for. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, these guys are human. Like,
Hmm.
and you just said Cruzy and Gunzy. Those are guys who are, in my opinion, those are league type players. Those
Yep.
are
Yep.
CDL type players. And at what point you look at those guys? At what point do they just say, "Dude, I can't do this anymore"? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why this system that whoever's running this shit with the payouts is like, dude, you're gonna make these players who have the ability to be in your league, be possible stars in your league, possible, players that can bring new eyeballs. Cruzy's he's EU, right?
He's from New Zealand.
Exactly, a different type of player in your league, and
Hmm.
eventually you're just gonna be like, "F it, I don't want to do this anymore, bro." Like, what's the point if I'm winning a tournament for 5K and I'm not getting paid until the end of the season? Like, what? Like, it's just it's unexcusable. That's why what you guys do and the couple other people who do tourneys, like at the end of the day, right now you guys are kind of carrying as far as payouts. Like, you're kind of carrying the challenger scene as far as like, hey,
Hmm.
come play in this tournament. If you win or place in the money, you're gonna get paid right away. You're not,
Right
you know what I
away.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Hmm.
it's all like, it's almost like, dude, at the end of especially if I'm one of these challenger players, like, do I want to play in this cup for money that I might get in the next 4 months, or
Hmm.
should I play in this other cup for money that I'm gonna get tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make, it's like, yeah, man. But anyway, again, I salute you, everybody at SGP, what you guys are doing. Are you the only
Hmm.
one? Are you the who else runs these tournaments with you? Is it just you?
I mean, it's just me. I mean, like Shane and Cod Agent has been helping me out, just like by admitting and stuff like that. But um,
Are you in school too?
yeah, yeah, I'm
Damn,
finishing my
bro.
masters. Yeah, I'm
Oh
finishing my
god.
masters
So
right
you're
now.
so you're in school going to
Hmm.
get your masters.
Yeah, yeah.
On top of that, after that, you're running. That's why. Listen, that's why I wasn't mad that you were late. I'm like, this motherfucker's tired. He's tired as shit. He's tired as shit. It's under.
Oh
It's
shoot.
under. It's
Yeah.
understandable. That's crazy. So what's your schedule like on a daily basis? Because you run these tournaments all the fucking time. What's your schedule like on a daily basis during the week?
Well, I mean, like I run a family business and stuff like that, and I just I'll keep that under wraps. Like pretty much, like you got the master's program for business administration with a specialization in healthcare management. So, I mean, I was supposed to go the med school route. Uh, that's when me and Cruz like kind of clicked. I mean, like he's going the nursing route. I was supposed to go the doctor route. But I was just like, you know what? I fell in love with like the being an org owner and stuff like that. That I just decided to just switch fields and just do that and just manage hospitals and just manage like just the business side. So most of the time I spend is just like school stuff with that, and just pretty much like work a little bit, gym, 3 times a week, uh school every single day. Is an accelerated program, so 7 weeks each semester. So like I really don't have any time for myself for all this stuff. And then on the side, like, just trying to manage SGP, trying to like make sure the players are good, make sure the coach is good, make sure, if we have a few content creators. That's why I haven't been trying to pick up so many, just because like I want to make sure that these guys are appreciated, and then the U18ers as well. So it's like bam, just like making sure they're good, just checking up on them every now and then, or every single day as much as I can. And yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just like my DMs, my Twitter. Like I told you, it's like I was surprised that I saw your DM because my DMs are so flooded. It's gotten to the point where if I'm on my phone on Twitter and I have like an iPhone 13 Pro Max, it buffers. It's like laggish, man. Like it doesn't move. It's frozen on my Twitter. So it's like it's hard like trying to get to everyone else because I don't want everyone else to think like, oh, dude, like this guy's like egoing me or this guy's like doesn't really give a crap. And it's like, just trying to balance all that stuff out. And of course, like, trying to do like these tournaments, man, and just trying to do like all these other projects, which I mean, you got some projects that are coming up that I'm excited about. Like Zuma, like for example, Zuma, that was last minute. Like that was so I was surprised, man. I woke up, right? Woke up drooling, dude. Like, where the frick am I? And then I freaking turn on my phone and bam, it was like Zuma, like, yo, I'm in your VC, bro. Like, let's talk. Let's do this tournament for my day. And I was just like, oh, you know? And yeah, I mean, it's just trying to keep the consistency, man. Just trying to like, I mean, this as an owner, man. It's just like trying to make sure that you're able to stay with the competition, and just like keep trying to think of different and new stuff or, cool stuff to just implement to the community. That way, your brand can just keep rising up, rising up, rising up. So,
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Like I've been in the scene for a while, and
hmm
I've seen a lot of orgs come and go, right?
yeah, yeah,
Actually, I think earlier today another org, either the CEO stepped down or the co-owner stepped down or something like that. I gotta
you
figure
did.
out who that was. Yeah,
Spinning
um,
demons.
there you go, Spinning Demons. They've been doing a
hmm
lot of cool stuff too, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But and I'm not trying to gas you here, all right? So don't get a big head. I'm not trying to gas you, but very rarely since I've been in the scene
hmm
have I seen an org come in and I look at that org and say, "Oh, if they leave,
mm
that'll actually hurt."
mm
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never, as far as like for the challenger scene, I've
yeah,
never seen an org where I thought if they leave, that's gonna really hurt the challenger scene. And that's a beauty. That's the beauty about SGP right now. That's the beauty about it. You
hmm
guys have, and it's a credit to you and credit to everybody else that's helped you with this. You guys have made yourselves. We always hear that word. Oh, he's a pillar of the community, right?
uh-huh,
That gets thrown around a lot. Let's be
yeah,
honest, right?
yeah, hmm
And again, I'm not trying to gas you, so don't go get a big head now. You guys have made yourselves a legit like pillar of the challenger scene. All right, simply off of, and again, your life would be a lot easier if you weren't doing all this shit.
yeah,
You know that, right? Your life would be a lot easier, a lot stress free. But I think, and it shows off of the things that you do. What you're doing, I get a feeling you're doing it because you genuinely want to help these guys, these
yeah, hmm
players, take that next step and continue to chase their dream. Because and that's what got
yeah,
me. That's what made me kind of fall in love with the challenger scene, amateur scene, whatever you want to call it. Is like, dude, I can help this player or these players. I can help these guys, like help them achieve their, be a part of be achieving their dream. Like that's like something you don't get that very often, right?
yeah,
So I think what you guys are doing, SGP, is you guys have officially made yourself like an important part and a pillar to the amateur scene. And whenever I see these orgs come and go, right, it doesn't surprise me. I've been in it long enough. I know the money it takes to run an org. I know the money it takes to field the challenger team. And it's a burden. It's a heavy thing to do, right?
yeah. It is.
So, and and that's why I wanted to interview you, because I'm like, dude, people need to hear from this guy. Like you don't have time to be like telling people, hey, you guys know how hard this shit is and the things I have to do
Yeah,
to, like, you know what I mean? Like, people don't
yeah,
understand that. They lose sight of that. That's why I wanted to interview you and and let people understand and really hear from you and get an idea of like, dude, this is a dude who still has like he's got an IRL life still. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? He doesn't just wake up and go on Twitter and then his
yeah,
whole life, like, no, he's still got other responsibilities on top of doing all this shit. Has there been a point at any time when since you've been really, especially in the last year, where you're like, dude, this is getting too much. Like I'm getting sick of this shit. Have you got there?
uh, I
Like
def-
feeling overwhelmed almost.
I feel overwhelmed every day, every day. There's always something, bro. I
right?
mean that you know that as soon as you
Yeah,
wake up, bro, everything like something happens. Just
yeah,
like today. I
yeah.
mean the whole mock breakup,
Yeah, we're gonna
you
talk.
know.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, talking about, but yeah, I mean, just it's just stuff like that. But like again, like trying to help out the challenger scene, like why I love doing it too, is because it's supposed to be the gateway and the step up towards the pros. You know, you have to have it. You know, like you have to have a showcase, and I feel like the CL teams need to utilize that more. I feel like we're going to be going in the right direction. I feel like there's going to be expansion, and at the end of the day, it's just like working hard for that. It's like at the end of the day, like when they say, "Hey, we want, you know, 4 orgs to be added on to the CDL." I hope SGP is there. But then again, it's just like you gotta stay grounded, man. Like I'm new. I know I'm new. I feel like I'm only like 1%, 2% of the way there. And with overwhelm, I mean, that's why I have a group of good guys, man, who again, they don't want to be mentioned. I'll mention Slush or Pat, the co-owner. He kind of does. Um, Lando, the GM, I mean, he wants to be mentioned too, but like the other guys who have been super duper MVPs as well, because I can't take credit for all this, man. It's me and SGP. You know, the ideas and all that stuff does come from me, like the direction, all that stuff does come from me too, you know, but it's just like it's a group effort, you know, like I just pitch it in and we're just, oh yeah, we like this and that, and bam, you just go from there. So it's like I can't take credit for all of SGP. I'll be wrong. But the other guys, you know, they don't want to be known at all. They told me, they said, hey, do not mention my name, don't mention any of that stuff. So we're just gonna keep that, you know, down. But like, yeah, I mean, it's those guys kept me grounded, helped me do this thing the whole time. They've been supportive the whole way through, and I couldn't do any of the stuff I've been doing for SGP just so far without them. So they're just kind of like the guys who just keep me grounded, man. Like if I'm going through it, you know, or I feel like, you know, I just want to quit or something like that, just say, no, you can't leave, man. You can't quit the scene, not now, bro. Like these guys need you, you know, type deal. So it's like, all right, fine. So just you know, times when I wanted to quit, times where I just wanted to just say, hey, you know what it is? But you know, I mean, like a lot of org owners and a lot of orgs, that's what happens. Either money problems, right? Or I don't think this is worth it anymore, you know? And it's just for me, it's like, have I had those thoughts? Absolutely, you know, because it's like, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you and say, like, hey, felt like I've been disrespected a lot, you know, felt like, you know, a lot of credit that I've done. A lot of the cool ideas are bro, oh, that's so cool, blah, blah, and stuff like that. Like, you know, were my ideas, but then I'm like, you know what? I won't say it or stuff like that. So it's just like, you know, trying to go about things the right way, you know, try to go about things the right way, knowing that I'm not there yet to talk about like, you know, just talk my talk and be like, yeah, blah, 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 you know, which I mean, I've never been that type of person, but just like, you know, trying to stay grounded because if you don't stay grounded, man, like you're going to fail, you know? And again, a lot of people before I started SGP, a lot of people before I started this org, you know, I asked them for advice. I said, what are the good things to do as an org owner? What are the bad things to do? You know, like what should I avoid? You know, and they gave me advice and I've listened to it. So I mean, credit to those guys too as well. Like if people think we're doing a good job and you know, you said that you think we are, so like I appreciate that, you know. So like I gotta give credit to them too. So it's like um yeah, it's just making sure that you stay grounded, knowing that you know you're not the ish, you know, and you're not the best and all that stuff, and you're just trying to work hard so like your actions, you know what I'm saying, can do the talking for you instead of me just going out on Twitter and be like, hey, like recognize me, blah blah. Like, you know, while other people want recognition, it's just like, hey, if I want recognition, which of course you want SGP to grow and grow, let's just keep going. Let's just keep doing like tournaments, right? Let's just keep doing cool stuff for community, you know, try to do like a giveaway that people haven't seen before, which is coming up, you know, and just and then the players, you know, treat them like family, man. Like to me, it's like anyone who's a part of SGP is a part of family. You know, I want you guys to feel like you're at home, like you know, we all have each other's backs. So it's like, you know, just trying to, you know, just try to change the meta because there's a lot of toxicity that's going on in the timeline. There's just a lot of like bashing and stuff like that. So we just want to set like a prime example. Like it's also cool, you know, to just be kind to each other and just try to do the right thing, you know, because I'm human. I'm gonna make mistakes, but you know, learn from the mistakes, but just try to like at the situation, try to assess and be like, Am I doing the right thing? I hope I am." You know, so
I like that, bro. I like that.
mhm.
So let's talk about your guys' challenger team. Who's your
Yeah.
current roster right now on the challenger team?
Right now is Cruz, Gunsy, Darkside, and KB
And you guys just finished second in the last cup, is it?
second. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So and this is a new roster too, right?
Yeah, I mean, they formed in 2 days, and then we took I was proud of them, bro. Like, I mean, it's they 3-1 face black, 3-0 the Omit Brooklyn team with Eric and Boom and Winners that took off, and then we 3-0 Treaty One Gaming to get to grand finals. And again, I mean, we waited a long time, but then we played Houston Spartans, who won the elite for season two. They've been around for a good amount of time with chemistry and stuff like that. And for a team like us to only have like a day of practice and to come in and get second place, it's a good sign. And so far with the scrims and all of that, man, I mean, they've been looking good so far. So I'm excited.
Excited for Toronto. Are you going to
Excited
Toronto?
for tomorrow. I'll
Yeah.
be there.
All right. So yeah. So your team definitely is going to be a team to that's going to be a favorite to do very
Hope
well,
so.
very
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I kind of like the underdogs. I kind of like I don't want us to be considered favorites. I kind of want us to just come in, locked in, all the bull crap that's happening outside, man, just like freaking forget about it. Lock in when you get to the monitors, man, play. Mamba mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like just give it your all. No excuses either. Like if you lose, no excuses, man. You lay it all out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I kind of like the whole underdog, like they're not favorites type, and just surprise everyone.
yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
As far as your roster, Cruzy, in my opinion, is a league caliber
Uh-huh.
player
He's good.
who I think should get a chance in the league eventually in the next year
Mhm.
or so. Um, I think the person that people don't know too much about within unless you're involved in challengers like deep is KB Twisted. All right. I've
Mhm.
I've been seeing that kid play since he was 16, 17, something like that around there,
Uh-huh.
like back in the day.
Yeah.
Listen, I tell people all the time, that's one kid that
Mhm.
it's good that he's in challengers right now. If he gets a shot in the league, I'm talking like Snoopy type of cracked. Like
Uh-huh. Yeah.
he's got that type of potential. He's always a player, and I always forget his fucking name because he's quiet on the TL. He's not talking shit, and he's very quiet. But I'm telling you, if you're watching this, whoever, if you're a league coach, if you're whatever you are, that you have to keep your eye on this kid because I'm gonna tell you
Mhm.
right now, this is gonna be a kid. All right, if he gets a shot, this is gonna be a kid. People are gonna be like, who like kind of like Ofar, who's that? Where did he come
Yeah.
from? Like
Yeah.
that kid. When I seen him join you guys, I was like, oh shit, they got one. They got
Mhm.
him. They got him because
Mhm.
I've been waiting for him to get on one of the top teams because he's that talented. It's
Yeah.
I'm excited, bro. I'm gonna be rooting for your guys' squad to do well at and for them to see how good they're doing as
Mhm.
far as being a new roster and it's looking up. It's looking up for the team. It's looking
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
will speak. Yeah.
go
Well,
ahead. Go ahead.
before
Go
you go
ahead.
on,
Go ahead.
like Eric Boom Lunar 7, it was kind of sad to see them go.
Yeah,
Oh, my camera's glitching out again. Hold
you're
on,
good.
let's just do this.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Right there.
Okay. All right. So Eric Boom Lunars and 7 them leaving, man, was sad. I get it. It's just I'll stay out of the whole, what happens to that. But like, like they took off. It was a team that I love because we got third place at the Boston Major of it. So but then when we picked up Darkshot and KB, I was happy. And Cruz was like, hey, you're gonna be happy about who we picked up, and because those two are having breakout years. All four of them, they deserve recognition, man. Our coach that we picked up, man, phenomenal, man. Pug Cod, Michael. This guy, he knows his stuff. I told him, I said, hey, man, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Like, stay locked in with these guys, bro. Make sure they don't get complacent, Even if we got second in the cup, which we're not happy about, we thought we should have won it. Just don't be complacent. Like, make sure that you're locked in. But like you said, Francis, that's his name, Francis, KB. KB, he's freaking nasty, bro. I mean, he's smart too, man. He's smart. When there's like the talks, right? When there's group talks about like, hey, what are we doing wrong? What should we do? He's been very vocal from what I've heard. And like he's like you say, he deserves it, man. Like when I hear him talk, he was like, hey man, I hope a league team picks me up. Hey, Heretics, you guys should pick me up. Like that's his energy, man. Like he wants it bad. So I hope he gets a chance, man. I hope all four of them get a chance. They all deserve it. But yeah, I mean, KB, he's hungry. He's
Yeah,
hungry.
definitely.
Mhm.
And again, you being a challenger Oregoner, like
Yeah.
that's the whole point, right? That's what we're here
Hmm.
for. We're here for. one thing, and again, like what you said, it's like, yeah, it sucks that them guys went, but I understand
Yeah.
that. That's one thing org owners need to understand. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot take this shit personal. You
Can't.
can. The only thing, and I've said this before to challenger players, bro. At the very least, it's happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
I had Kremp on my team, and
Yeah.
me and Kremp were tight, and I got a text at 12:30 at night. It was the text of doom. When you get a text at 12:30 at night from one of your challenger players, GG's in the chat, kids. GG's. It's a wrap. He's out of there. So
That's
he,
true.
he hit me up, and before I opened the text, I already knew. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker. But I knew. I'm like, this kid's good enough to be in the league. I was
Mm-hmm.
expecting it, right? But he was one of the only players. I've had a couple of them do it too, which is cool. And I tell challenger players, bro, if you're on a challenger team, right, and you get a chance to go to the league or a better opportunity, the least you can do is hit up the org owner and be like, yo, I appreciate everything you did for me. I appreciate, because at the end of the day, we're not looking to get famous off you guys. We're not looking to make money off you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally here to help you, right? To
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
help you. That's all. That's all. To help you achieve your goals. To help you, you know, keep your dream alive. So I always tell players, and maybe KB's listening, bro. You get that shot. That's why we want you to have that shot.
Yeah.
But at the very least, let us know. You know what I mean? Let us know. Don't
Oh yeah,
just,
the communication is
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
Don't just leave and not say a fucking word. Like you don't need to go on the TL and say, hey, no. You could just DM me. You could just text me, like, hey, bro, let
Mm-hmm.
keep me updated. I've had players that have done that, keep me updated, and I've had players who literally never talk to them again. It's like, bro, you know how much money I spent for you to go to these events, and I can't even get a, hey, bro, I appreciate it, thank you. Like, so
Yeah.
challenger players, I beg you, bro, I beg you, just say thank you. It doesn't. You don't have to say it publicly. Say it in private. Hey, bro. Hey, Sergio. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
thank you for helping me, and thank you for keeping my dream alive. Thank you for that. That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing challenger players have to get better at, bro. Like, they have to get better at. I mean,
Oh yeah. No.
it's
Mm-hmm.
a damn shame. And I'm not calling anybody out, but and there's so many roster moves in challengers. It's like, dude, just keep. Hey, the org owners, we're in challengers because we like challengers. We want to know what's going on too. We want to know, like, hey, I just paid $500 for you to fly to, but wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Let a brother know. Let a brother know. That's all I want. Let a brother know. But
Yeah.
but no, you got a good roster, bro. You guys look promising, especially what Toronto's next weekend.
Yeah. It's next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you guys got a full. You're gonna get a full week coming up of some scrims, and then everyone flies out Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Fly out Wednesday. But yeah, that's what this tournament's for. That's
Yeah,
happening right now.
yeah.
Tomorrow.
What tournament you
Good
got going?
practice.
What tournament you got going on right now?
It's a 4K, but it's split in half. So you're gonna have the NA side and the EU side. Man, when I do tournaments, man, I want to make sure I've touched base with like every single group. So I was like, okay, I haven't done anything for the EU yet, So it's like 2K pool for the EU, 2K pool for NA. I'm still trying to think of prize pools and stuff like that. But I'm thinking I want them to be so freaking competitive, bro. I might just be first place $2,000 and that's it. Might do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice. That'd be nice. That definitely,
Because
yeah.
that'll make them go hard. Like
Ex-
about ooh,
Exactly,
2000. Yeah.
exactly. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
so shout out again. Shout out to you for all those tournaments you're running, giving these guys something to
Appreciate it.
play for, giving them, hey, give them some DoorDash money. They gotta eat. They gotta fucking eat. All right? They gotta eat.
Frick it, dude.
They're out here hungry. Out here hungry.
DoorDash, yeah.
But
Jonesy never got his drink in Miami, bro. He never got his drink, bro. DoorDash, bro, he was so upset.
uh, yeah,
I
bro.
didn't run
Yeah.
that. Mm,
So let's talk about something that happened a couple days ago. So the other
mm-hmm.
day, I'm on Twitter. I try. I don't like to chime into the bullshit a lot of the times,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes things happen within a challenger scene where
Yeah.
we all gotta speak up. You know what I mean? We all
Mm-hmm.
gotta speak up.
Mm-hmm.
So the New York Subliners
Mm-hmm.
have or had a challenger team called, what are they? The LAG LA
Lagliners.
Lagliners.
Yeah.
Lagliners. There you go. Lagliners. So they've had this roster. Or again, this happened. What was it on Monday? Monday. Was it this past week? Monday.
I'm not
Monday,
sure.
Sunday, Monday, something
A
like
couple
that.
days ago.
Yeah, a couple days
Yeah.
ago, right? Again, Toronto is next week. All right. So you would,
9 days away.
yeah, exactly. You would assume leading coming into this week, everything's taken care of. You got your
Yeah.
flights taken care of. You got your, you got your hotel, Airbnb, whatever. All that's taken care of. Now, again, this is NYSL. This is New York Subliners Academy team, right? So if anybody got money, it's a league team that has money, right? So if you're a player on that team, you're assuming it's Monday. I don't gotta work. My shit's taken care of. All of a sudden, I see people are tweeting. New York Subliners pull their funding. Did they? So you got involved in a good way, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
What actually happened with that situation? From what
So
you know,
Craze.
from what you know.
So Craze. All right. It actually goes way back. It's not even like something that happened recently. I said 9 days because it happened 9 days like before Toronto. Um, Craze. So he left when we finished the Miami major, and Journey had to go back to Spain. We picked up Craze. Now we didn't know Craze was under a contract, so when Craze, I mean, he didn't even, he joined us on SGP. Then Double XP and I had a talk, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he was under contract, so he can't even leave," and blah blah blah. Craze went back. Um, this is what they're alluding to. So that is inside information, not inside information, but that was like the first time. Um, Craze left again. He joined Temp, no, not Temp, RCD's Classic and Prelude. And from there, it's just like, you know what? The Lagliners, like, we have a program where it was based off of like fan voting and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy too. It's like if you need a new coach, it's like, no, like, we'll do a fan voting to, then you get your coach, which I think it was hilarious. Like I freaking laughed about that. But pretty much it's just like they're tired of like roster mania and not like in terms of like a set teams. And then like if you have a set contract for someone that they have to set their place and it's just following the contract stuff, whatever. I don't even know what the contract says, so I can't like speak on that behalf. But because of that type of stuff, they're like, you know what? Frick all of this, like, we're just pulling it out. We can use this money better to incentivize fans for this XP system that they got, the Battle Pass XP system. And I think our money is best suited towards that instead of just throwing into an endless pit into a team that who knows if they're going to win or not. That's from my understanding of what I've heard and what I've seen so far. Um, I don't know why they pulled out. Again, it's just like if you make a commitment. And again, I don't speak out. I don't speak out. I don't go to Twitter and just, it's just like, hey, it is what it is. But that one kind of pissed me off because it was just like if you make a commitment to players and say, hey, you know, Toronto, if they did it after Toronto, if like Toronto major was over and they're like, okay, we're done, that's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fine. Like you helped them get to Toronto in the first place. But if you don't do something like that, then it's just like, you know, it made no sense to just it's not the right thing to do. And when I was trying to talk to Double XP, it was just like, oh, like it was a program, man, blah blah blah. I answered to corporate, whatnot. It was just like, whether you answer your corporate or not, you gotta do the right thing, man. If corporate's holding you back and then they shut the program, I would have used my own money, right, to make sure that those players were able to get to Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Like get the flights and all that stuff and get them to Toronto and still be able to do something. Like just because corporate's like, oh man, like you can't do this stuff, you know, doesn't mean you can't do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like if they don't want to supply the money, get them to Toronto and say, hey, I did what I could for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And best of luck to you guys for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it sounds like, now this is just my opinion. It sounds like New York subliners just didn't understand what challengers entails.
Maybe,
Like
but again, we don't know. I
it,
can't. I can't
if
speak
listen,
for him.
if yeah, I'm gonna speak for him. Fuck it. If you get involved in challengers, you must understand. All right, you must understand the majority of these kids, the majority of these players, right, want to win very, very badly.
Mm-hmm.
They want to win very, very badly. Like they're desperate to win. This goes back to the conversation we had earlier about the money thing, right? They need to win. They want to win really bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is why roster mania is so prevalent within the challenger scene,
Yeah.
because these guys, if they see a player that could give them a better chance of winning than what they have now, they want to
Yeah.
take it. Whether it's right or wrong, whatever, you have to, if, as a part of or as being an Oregoner, you have to have that kind of understanding, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now what that means is, if I'm and it seems like you and SGP, you guys have like a core one or two players, right? You got a core players
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, I believe in you. Whatever you want to do with the roster, I'm backing you. That's kind of the thing that you guys do, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I used to run it too. Like when I had Kremp, I'm like, Kremp, you're nasty. You're gonna be a league player. Do what you got to do. Build the team you want to play with. I'm backing you, right? Now, if I'm an Oregoner, you must understand you're fielding a team. You must understand roster mania is, yeah, it's annoying. It is annoying. I'm not gonna say it's
Mm-hmm.
not, but that's a part of the game. That's just what it is. All right, it's what it is. Now, if you say, hey, I'm funding this team, and those players, the core players especially, are agreeing to represent your brand, right? Which means that they're not even trying to court any other challenger teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to go look for other orgs. They're sticking with you because you're saying that you're going to stick with them, right? Now, if roster mania happens, right, within that time frame, you're the org. You're still, in my opinion, you're still responsible to fulfill your part of the bargain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now you had, who was it? Mock, and who else was it? Mock,
Mock Rupert.
Rupert,
Yeah.
and so it was Mock and Rupert who ended up getting left high and dry. All right, the week before the event, they get left high and dry. Their teammates leave, whatever,
Wait,
normal
no, no,
shit.
no, no. Big Head in the mentions. Mock and Rupert left Big Head in the mentions for Noisy and Bank.
And then New York got annoyed and was like, you know what, fuck all this.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, okay. Craze left. So the team was the mentions, Big Head, Mock, and Craze. Craze left. He joined RC's Prelude and Classic, and that's why New York got pissed off. And then today, right, was the Mock and Rupert leaving to team up with Noisy and Bank.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So at the end of the day, from New York's point of view, they say contracts are broken. We got to respond to our corporate. We don't want to fund this team anymore. Blah blah blah. At the end of the day, yeah. At the end of the day, they, in my opinion, they didn't fulfill their end of the bargain. Whatever if they want to get, you know, you know, with their contracts, all that, I understand that. But at the end of the day, you're in challengers. In my opinion, you're responsible for this team, especially when it's this close to the event. If this would have been a month ago, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story.
Yeah.
If this was a month ago, it's like, all right, bro, that's what happens. Or came or left. It's normal shit, right? But you're what they're doing, and I'm not sure why they didn't even. And again, this comes back to my point is, I think some of these people who run these orgs, especially the league teams, I don't think they fully understand the culture and understand, like, bro, y'all thought that was a good idea. Like I get wanting to get out of challengers. Wouldn't have it have been just smarter to fulfill this next event, and then after that, hey, we're done. Just to optic wise, branding wise, you know what I mean. The overall opinion of the fan base. Like if you're a New York fan, and especially if you were following the Challenger team, and you see this happen, it's like, dude, you're leaving these guys high and dry a week before the event. Like that's a horrible look, regardless of it's who's right or who's wrong. It's a horrible look, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, we're gonna get off New York. New York, and you know what? Somebody from New York actually watched the podcast. We got an interview coming up. We have to reschedule a couple times, whatever. So if you're watching, hey, you know who I'm talking to. Let's do better. All right, let's do better. All right, whatever. Off of that, because now there's some more bullshit. So now where you come in,
Yeah.
you and what other orgs stepped up to figure a situation out? Who was it? You and Lore. Who else was it?
Omid and two more.
So you guys come together, and this is I love seeing this. All right, again, these you including SGP and all these other orgs understand the overall what the whole point of Challenger is, right? What the whole point of the Challenger scene is. You guys all come together and kind of come up with a plan. All right, we're gonna kind of community fund these guys. We're gonna make sure they don't get left out in the draft. You gain nothing out of this. You gain nothing. This is a strictly a good person doing something good for people who got left and got put in a weird situation. You guys all come together. You, SGP, Lore, Omit, War, all the heavy hitters within the challenge team come together to help out these two players who kind of got left in the dry, right? Which I thought was beautiful. I'm as an onlooker, I'm looking at that. I'm like, yo, that's sick. That's awesome. This is why I love challengers. This is what makes it beautiful. Is people coming together to help some motherfuckers out, right?
Oh.
And then today happened. Today, the two players that were being helped out decided to. I don't know. One of them decided to blow it up. Two of them decided to blow up. What happened today, bro? What happened today? You're laughing. What happened today?
You know what?
No. Hey, no you're not calling anybody. Don't say any names. What happened? Did a player leave? Two people leave? What happened?
I mean, just roster summarize. I mean, roster mania happened, man. You had players that left, certain players, and you're like, okay, well, if that person's gone, let me go get this one then, and then just switch all around. I saw all the other orgs they got mad about it. Who was a part of doing this whole thing in the first place? Regardless of when Omit tweeted out or not, we were gonna help them out no matter what. Like it didn't. Just because someone's like, oh, I tweet out, or someone say, hey, like we should help out. My goal was to help those guys out no matter what happened. It was just cool having those other orgs come by because it was like, hey, you know what? This is like you said, it's a cool thing for the community to see, four guys, four orgs, come together to you know, help each other. I mean, yeah, brainstorm, help each other out, and like get this team that was, it was sad to see them work hard and stuff like that, and just not have funding to get to Toronto to get them to Toronto. Now, when it came for today, when I woke up. I woke up, man, like I got a long paragraph from a bunch of the players, all the players involved in it. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? Um, it was funny, like seeing everyone else. Like, I mean, like we were fully funding. SGP was fully funding the whole entire thing for them. So, of course, I'll say, yeah, Mock felt bad. He was just like, I hope, appreciate what you're doing, man. Like, because we already looked up the hotels, the flights, all that stuff, got that taken care of. Some of them were going to drive, so like just supply the gas money for that. So it's like, um, it felt, it's like I couldn't really react. I told the mentions like, and Big Head, it's kind of hard for me to react right now because it's like, um, no matter what, we got them covered. No matter what, doesn't matter. Like I mean, I wouldn't have. I told Big Head in the mentions I want to see you guys there, so I'll do whatever it takes to get you guys there. Um, But it's challengers, man. Like you said, I mean, roster mania happened again. I think the roster lock for Toronto, which I think every major is like 4 days before. So like you have a roster lock on Monday night. So just, it's like, hey, like this team is better for us, I guess. Bam, leave, and that's just roster mania. So as much as I want to be pissed off, and I'm kind of pissed because like, it's we had something planned and then just didn't work out, but you have to, like you said, it's understanding challengers. Roster mania happens. What can you do about it? It's out of your control, So how can you like really just put so much into it when it's just like, what can you do about it? They left, blah, blah. It's like, all right, my goal, my priority is the players, it's like, hey, you know, try to find you guys a team. I think maybe, I was looking at a spreadsheet. It looks like maybe Dimensions and Big Head aren't together anymore. I don't know what's going on, but it's like whatever's going on, it's just like, hey, you know what? We had an obligation to you guys. I'm not backing out from that. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you guys, I'm helping you guys with Toronto. We will help you guys. Me and SGP will help you guys get there no matter what. So I don't know. But, you know, PR train, Garza. I gotta freaking, I gotta
Hey,
tread the
hey,
waters.
I'll say it. New York, take notes. Take notes. All right. Shit didn't work out. Take notes. Hey, it is what it is, bro. Like we said, it's challengers, bro. It's again, and we're gonna end with this. If you're an organization, right? And I get these DMs all the time too. These young people they want to own an org. They want to get involved in Call of Duty. If you're coming into challengers, all right.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to participate, you have to want to do this for the right reason. You cannot be here to get some followers, get some clout. It's not going to work out the way you think it is. You have to do it because you want to do it. And when you when you do it because you're passionate about it,
Mhm.
you get SGP. You get Sergio.
Yeah.
When you do it for the right reason, you get love. You don't have to ask for it. You do it for the right reason. As toxic and as crazy as this amateur challenger Call of Duty esport community is, we will recognize and we will show our appreciation when people are doing the right thing and doing it for the right reasons. And that's why SGP and our boy Sergio here, they're just getting started. They're just getting started. And I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for what you guys got coming in the future. You know, hopefully, whatever happens next year, we get a CWL format. We get an open format. And we get to see SGP possibly SGP in, an open bracket, maybe playing against some pro teams. We get to see SGP on that main stage, which could happen anyway at Toronto if the team does well. I'm excited, bro. Again, thank you for coming on the podcast, bro.
Appreciate you.
I really wanted to get your voice out there because you're doing amazing things for the community. SGP is an official pillar of the community. And thank you, bro. Thank you for everything you're doing. Keep killing it. You got a fan in me. I'm going to be rooting for you guys in Toronto. And keep killing these tournaments. And, hey, sky's the limit, baby. Sky is the limit.
One last thing, man.
Go ahead.
SGP stands for Singapore, man. It doesn't stand for Single Game Parlay. It doesn't stand for Sergio's Gaming Projects. It doesn't stand for all these disrespectful crap, bro. Every time I play rank, you guys see some silly stuff about SGP. So.
Shout out to Singapore. We out here. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed our boy Sergio. We'll be back next week with another episode. Love you guys. God bless. And remember, the most important thing, wash your ass. We out this bitch.